So you've bought online courses on how to make money, on how to start some kind of new business, but you have not had success. The courses have not worked for you. This is a situation that a lot of people are in, and a lot of people's first instinct is to throw up their hands and say, "Oh, it doesn't work," or, "Well, either I got scammed, it's not a legitimate thing to begin with, or I'm just not good enough." Because a lot of times, well, depending on how the course is set up. So if it's something where there's a kind of a community area and you're interacting with other people, chances are you're seeing other people succeed. And if you are seeing other people succeed but you can't succeed yourself, then you're going to start to doubt yourself. But if it's something that's just a course material and you're not really having any exposure to other people, then you might conclude that the course itself is not working. Now, in my experience, the majority of courses do work. They are good, legitimate things. Now, I haven't seen everything that's out on the market, so people are always saying, "Oh, there's so much scams out there, so many bad actors." That may be the case, but I just haven't run into it, and I've been around and I've bought a lot of courses. I've been around for a while, and I don't see it. So what I would say is if you try to do something and it doesn't work for you, then before you go and just throw out the baby with the bathwater, ask yourself why. Try to pinpoint exactly why it didn't work. And this gets down to one of the reasons that people are unsuccessful in general, is that they'll try something once, or maybe twice, or maybe three times, and then they won't have the result that they want, and then they'll just throw up their hands and say, "Oh, it doesn't work." And what you got to do, and this is true with anything that's somewhat complex, and part of the problem too is, and I'll pin this on marketers, and myself included, I've been guilty of this, is that we tend to make it sound easier than it actually is. So there's two reasons for that. One is because it sells better, because people in general are pretty lazy and they want everything to be easy. And so, well, if people want everything to be easy, then the way to get them to buy something is to tell them that it's easy. The second reason is more honest, which is that for us, doing it, having done it for a long time, for us now it is easy. And we might have forgotten that 5-10 years ago, when we just started this journey, it wasn't so easy. And so for somebody that was in our shoes as we were years ago, is very different than somebody that has the level of experience that we have today. And so we tend to overemphasize how easy it is. And a lot of times too it's very much a way of looking at it. So I can say that I have this 5-step system that all you have to do is do this thing and then do this thing and do this thing, and then you make a whole bunch of money. It's see how easy it is. Well, I've condensed it down to 5 steps, which is definitely it's simple, and the idea is simple, but simple and easy are not always the same thing. So in my mind, I can think of it as being easy, or I can think of it as being hard, depending on which part of it or kind of what level I'm focusing on. So you gotta, whenever you get into something, it will help you to at least consider the possibility that it may be more difficult than it was presented to you. It may take a little bit more time, or maybe a lot more time and a lot more effort, and a lot more kind of trying something and then tweaking and it not working and then figuring out why it didn't work and then tweaking it. So the best thing that I can tell you, if you're in that situation that you have bought an online course or you've tried some system and it has not worked for you, is try to identify where exactly along the process did it break. Because usually there's multiple steps. So specifically talking about business or marketing systems, it's like if I'm talking about ads, if I'm talking about a marketing system that relies on ads, right? I'll give you an example. So maybe I have a marketing system where I run an ad to a landing page, the person opts in on the landing page, then on the next page there's pitch for them to book a call with me, and then they book a call, and then I sell them into my thing on the call. Right, well, there's several different possible failure points. Well, there's a bunch of actually different failure points along that journey, that customer journey. So it could be that the ad is not working, right? Could be the ad is working, but the opt-in page is not working. Could be the ad and the opt-in page are working, but the thank you page and the email sequence aren't getting people to book calls. Or it could be that people are booking calls, but I'm just not good at selling on the calls. Right? It could be a failure at any one of those points. And so if the system is not working, I'm going to look at, okay, which point along that journey is it not working? And then I'm going to go to work and see how I can improve on that particular point. And maybe I fix that particular point, and then I realize that there's another point along the journey that's not working. And then I go and fix that, right? So it's this iterative process that you find what's, you try it, you try the whole thing. Chances are good that it will not work the first time, especially if you're inexperienced, because you don't know what you don't know yet. And so you figure out, okay, it didn't work. Well, what exactly about it didn't work? So that's what it boils down to. That is the key question. It's not did it work or didn't work. It's what about it didn't work? Why didn't it work? What part of it could I improve that might make it work, or might at least get it closer to working? So if you will look at it like that, and if you will go back to maybe something that you failed at in the past, and just take a look at that, think about it. Think about like what exactly was the failure point and why, then you probably get a lot further than you would if you just, well, you'll definitely get a lot further than if you just throw up your hands. And so going forward, don't expect it to be as easy as it's presented. It's probably not. And that's okay, actually, because with the failure points, with the problems, that's when you learn, that's when you grow, that's when you gain the experience that's going to make it fast and easy for you to succeed on future projects. When you're brand new, you don't have any experience, you're going to run into problems a lot more because, well, you don't really know what you're doing. Like, you follow the steps, but even the most detailed course in the world isn't going to give you every tiny little detail. The better courses will give you a lot of the details, but it's never going to be 100%. So, yeah, that's it. I hope it's helpful. Talk to you next time.